Yeah, I'm just trying to understand why Kiki's kidnapping is so why the DEA is so tied up on it. What's the reason behind it? Why are they so hooked on this kidnapping?
Because we have agents all over the world, and if we don't, if we DEA didn't make big hay out of this thing, they would kidnap and kill more other agents. So we had to show the world that if you take a DEA agent, the DEA will never forget. And I'm going to tell you what Pablo Escobar remind me about what he said about this, because later Pablo Escobar was tape recorded saying, "Kill all the judges, kill all the federal prosecutors, kill all the federal agents, but don't touch DEA." Because DEA will come after you. Look at the way they've gone after the Mexicans over Kiki's murder. That was tape recorded.
Really?
For
By
that reason,
Escobar.
for that reason, that's because we wanted to keep people from touching us. But where was I? So anyway, so Larry calls me back and he says, "Okay." Torreblanca calls me back, my tower. "Okay, I will talk to you under one condition." And I said, "What's that?" "That you get me in, fly me into the States, and nobody knows I'm coming in. Nobody must know, and you must promise me that." I said, "Okay, nobody will know. I'll send a Lear jet, one of the DEA guys, to pick you up in a Lear jet and bring you in." I brought him in. And here in LA, in West Covina at a hotel, I met with him. And I said, "Okay, you work for the DFS. I want you to tell me who in the DFS was involved in kidnapping Kiki Camarena." He said, "Number one, Hector," he says, "you don't know what you're involved in. We killed Camarena." I said, "What? What do you mean, we killed Camarena?" I said, "I didn't kill Camarena. Maybe you did." He said, "Duh, our government killed Camarena." He said, "Don't you know where I work? You work for the DFS." "No, I don't." "Do you think, put your thinking head on, dude, that any American can just walk in and get a job in Mexico's CIA, Mexico's major intelligence agency? I'm a CIA operative. I was assigned to work with the Mexicans." "What?" "Yes." "And do you think that the DFS is going to pick up Kiki without the RCIA knowing about it or approving it? Come on, Hector. Where's your head? So you're telling me you're CIA?" He says, "Yes, I am. That's why I told you nobody can know that I'm here."
He gave you a reality check at that point.
I was sitting there with my jaw dropped on the damn table. "What?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "Don't you know that Camarena started investigating Caro Quintero's ranch in Veracruz?" I says, "Yeah." That's in they asked him about that when in the interrogation tapes that I've heard. He said, "Well, yeah." He said, "We, the CIA, were training contras at that ranch. Caro Quintero loaned us that ranch so that we could train contras there. General Petraeus, Colonel Steele, all those guys are training contras there." "What?" I go, "Yes." And he tells me about that the reason that the CIA was secretly training contras there was because we were not supposed to be involved in the war in Nicaragua, because U.S. Congress, through the Bolden Amendment, had prohibited the United States DIA, Department of Defense, Intelligence, the DOD, Department of Defense, the CIA, of getting involved in that war. Why? Because we had already lost the war in Vietnam, and the American public wasn't ready to get into another major war in South America. So they're waging a secret war, and they're not financing it through drugs, he told me. I said, "So Caro Quintero, Felix Gallardo, and Fonseca are all working with the CIA?" He said, "100%. That's why. How do you think I got assigned to help them set up their radio systems and the repeaters and everything else? Who do you think set up ground to air communications at Carl Quintero's ranch so that our CIA could communicate with the planes coming in from South America loaded with cocaine, and also cocaine and the weapons going south to Ilipango?" And he lays out the whole thing to me. "That's what's going on, dude. And that's what you're involved in. And you better be careful, because they're going to kill you."